Your mind is the starting point of everything you experience in life. Every breakthrough, every breakdown, every success, every failure, they all begin in the mind. The truth is, most people live as prisoners of their own thoughts. They let old beliefs, fear-based thinking, and limiting patterns run their life on autopilot. But if you don't learn how to control your mind will control you, and it doesn't care about your dreams. It only cares about survival, about comfort, about avoiding pain. The mind is wired to protect, not to grow. That means if you're not consciously challenging it, you'll naturally stay small. We live in a world full of distractions. Every second, something is trying to hijack your attention: social media, the news, opinions, noise. And if you're not careful, your mind gets trained to be reactive instead of intentional. You wake up and check your phone before checking in with yourself. You consume junk information and wonder why your thoughts feel toxic. That's not random, that's programming. The mind is like a sponge. It absorbs if you feed it, so the quality of your life will always reflect the quality of your mental diet. That's why rituals are crucial. What you do each day trains your mind in a direction either toward power or toward passivity. Morning rituals like gratitude journaling, visualization, movement, or meditation are not just feel-good habits. They are commands. They are signals to your mind. I run the show. I choose what matters today. When you take control of your morning, you take control of your mind. When you take control of your mind, you take control of your life. Most people think motivation is the answer. It's not. Motivation is the spark, discipline is the fuel. Your mind gets stronger when you act with intention even when you don't feel like it. The gym isn't just about muscles, it's mental training. Pushing through resistance teaches your mind that discomfort isn't danger. That's growth. Cold showers, discipline training, reading instead of scrolling, focus training, choosing courage over fear, emotional mastery. You must also be vigilant about what voices you allow into your mind. Who are you listening to? Are they pulling you forward or holding you back? The people around you affect your mental state more than you realize. Negative environments breed negative thoughts. But when you surround yourself with people who challenge you, elevate you, and believe in you, your mind adapts to that higher standard. In the end, your mind is a powerful tool, but it can also be a dangerous weapon when left unchecked. It can either build the life you want or sabotage everything you care about. The choice is yours. Every day you're either feeding fear or feeding faith, so feed it wisely. Speak to yourself with power. Focus your energy. Condition your mental strength like your life depends on it, because it does. Control your mind or it will control you. You keep saying, I'm not good enough, eventually your actions will match that belief. If you keep saying too further away from it, the way you speak to yourself creates the world you live in. If this always happens to me, life will give you more of the same. The truth is, your language becomes your lifestyle. The challenge is that most people speak without thinking. They vent without purpose. They joke about their pain. They make casual statements that carry serious consequences. It might seem harmless to say I'm always broke, or I can never lose weight, or I'm terrible at relationships, but those words are programming your mind. They're writing a script that your subconscious follows without question. The more you say it, the more real it becomes. That's not superstition, that's psychology. Self-talk is the most constant conversation you'll ever have. You talk to yourself more than anyone else, and the tone of that conversation determines your confidence, your decisions, and your destiny. If you wouldn't say it to your best friend, don't say it to yourself. Empowering language isn't about lying to yourself. It's about choosing to speak from your vision, not your victimhood. Saying I'm learning is more powerful than saying I suck. Saying I'll figure it out is stronger than saying I always fail. It's not fake, it's focused. But it's not just the words you say to yourself, it's the way you speak to others. One sentence can heal a heart or destroy a bond. Your words can lift someone's spirit or crush their confidence. We live in a time where people type and speak faster than they think. But just because you feel something doesn't mean it needs to be said. Emotional maturity is knowing when to pause. Real leadership is knowing how to say what needs to be said with strength and respect. Some people destroy their opportunities not because they lack talent, but because they lack verbal discipline. They talk too much in meetings, they gossip, they complain. They speak with sarcasm instead of sincerity, and then they wonder why they're not trusted, promoted, or valued. If your mouth isn't under control, your life won't be either. Your words reveal your mindset, and if you want a better life, start by building better language. The key is awareness. Every time you speak, ask yourself, is this true? Is it necessary? Is it constructive? Those three questions will filter out 90% of the damage people cause with their words. You don't need to talk more, you need to talk wiser. Speak with purpose. Speak with vision. Speak to build, not to break. The person who masters their mouth gains influence, trust, and power. So speak like a leader, because your words are creating your world. In today's fast-paced, emotionally charged world, the ability to control your mouth is a superpower. We've all heard the phrase, think before you speak, but few truly practice it. Most people react instead of respond. They let emotions dictate their words, and those impulsive words often leave a trail of damage that takes time and sometimes years to repair. One angry outburst, one disrespectful comment, one poorly timed joke can break trust, hurt relationships, or close doors that may never open again. Your words can become weapons if you don't master them. There's a reason successful leaders, great communicators, and wise individuals choose their words carefully. They understand the impact a sentence can have. They know that clarity, empathy, and timing are as important as the message itself. It's not just about what you say, it's how and when you say it. If your words aren't aligned with your values or your vision, they will cost you more than you realize. Think about how many people lose respect not because they were wrong, but because they were reckless with their mouth. They speak over others. They cut people down. They talk just to be heard. Verbal immaturity shows up in gossip, sarcasm, defensiveness, and impulsive venting. It's easy to speak when you're emotional, but it takes real power to pause, to breathe, to wait until your emotions cool down before opening your mouth. Silence in many situations is not weakness, it's wisdom. Ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you something powerful right out of the gate. Who's running your life, you or your emotions? Is it you at the wheel, or have you handed the keys over to fear, doubt, distraction, and bad habits? Let me tell you something straight up. If you don't control your mind will control you. And if your mouth speaks before your mind thinks, it will cost you. And if your money is running wild without purpose, you'll stay broke with a six-figure income. In the end, your words are a reflection of your inner world. If your thoughts are chaotic, your words will be too. If your mind is calm and your heart is aligned with your purpose, your mouth becomes a tool for influence, healing, and leadership. So slow down, think deeper, speak wiser. Because once your words are out, you can't take them back, and the world is always listening. Money itself is not the problem, it's the lack of control over it that creates chaos. You can earn a six-figure salary and still lie paycheck to paycheck if you don't have discipline. You can win the lottery and be broke within years if you don't have structure. Wealth isn't about how much you make, it's about how well you manage. And in today's world where instant gratification and social comparison are everywhere, managing money requires serious intention. It's not just about numbers, it's about mindset. We live in a culture that rewards appearances more than financial health. People will spend thousands on designer clothes, luxury cars, and high-end gadgets just to look successful while their bank account is in overdraft. They chase the image instead of building the infrastructure, but real financial freedom has nothing to do with impressing others. It has everything to do with having options, peace of mind, and control over your future. If your spending habits are emotional, undisciplined, or influenced by external pressure, money will always be a source of stress no matter how much you earn. You don't need to be rich to take control of your money. You need clarity. You need a plan. Start by understanding where every dollar goes. Track your expenses. Know your patterns. Look your finances in the face without flinching, because you can't fix what you won't face. Most people avoid their bank statements like they avoid the truth, but freedom begins with honesty. If you don't respect your money, it won't stick around. Saving isn't just about stashing money, it's about building a foundation. It gives you breathing room. It gives you confidence. And it protects you when life throws the unexpected. Emergency funds, smart budgeting, and consistent investing, these aren't just financial strategies, they're acts of self-respect. They're declarations that say, I'm in charge of my life. Because when you control your money, you control your options. You're no longer trapped in toxic jobs, relationships, or environments just because you can't afford to leave. The mistake many people make is waiting until they have more to get serious about money. But if you can't manage $100, you won't magically manage $10,000. Financial habits are not about income level, they're about consistency and discipline. Start small. Start now. Automate your savings. Set financial goals. Learn about money. Read books, listen to podcasts, ask questions. Ignorance is expensive, but education pays you back for life. Money is not evil. It's a tool. In the hands of someone who's clear, focused, and disciplined, it becomes a force for good, for impact, for opportunity, for freedom. But when money is left unchecked, emotional, and directionless, it becomes a burden. It creates anxiety, shame, and cycles of survival. So take ownership, not someday, today. Don't let emotion drive your spending. Let purpose guide your planning. Because real power isn't found in flashy purchases. It's found in quiet confidence, in knowing that you're in control. Master your money or your money will master you. In today's world, it's easier than ever to look successful while quietly drowning. Social media has made it possible to present a version of life that appears polished, rich, and exciting even when the reality behind the scenes is completely different. People are renting luxury cars for photos, maxing out credit cards for vacations, and buying expensive clothes not because they can afford them, but because they're trying to prove something. This need to impress others can drive people to financial, mental, and emotional exhaustion. They're chasing an image while their foundation is crumbling. External flexing often hides internal chaos. This isn't just about money. It's about the deeper desire to feel worthy, seen, and validated. Many people use material things or social status as a mask to cover up insecurity or a lack of direction. But no amount of likes, compliments, or flashy purchases can fill the void of not living in alignment with who you really are. When your inner world is out of order, no amount of external polish can make you feel whole. The more energy you put into maintaining an illusion, the less energy you have to build something real. When you focus too much on looking like you have it all together, you stop doing the inner work that actually brings you peace and success. That inner work, controlling your mind, being intentional with your words, and managing your money isn't glamorous. It won't always get applause, but it builds something solid. And when your foundation is strong, you don't have to perform. You don't have to pretend. You can walk through life with quiet confidence, not loud insecurity. It's okay to want nice things. It's okay to enjoy life, but those things should be the result of alignment, not a substitute for it. True freedom comes when your internal world is in order, when your thoughts are clear, your words are truthful, and your financial life is stable. Then, whether you're driving a luxury car or a used one, wearing designer clothes or not, it doesn't shake your identity. You know who you are. You're grounded. You're free. The real flex isn't the watch, the car, or the trip. It's peace of mind. It's waking up not stressed about bills. It's having emotional control. It's being proud of who you are when no one is watching. So stop chasing the illusion and start building the reality. Focus on depth over decoration. Because when your life is aligned internally, you won't need to prove anything externally. You'll already know your worth. Real transformation doesn't happen in a single moment of motivation. It happens in the quiet, consistent ownership of your daily choices. Everyone wants to change their life, but very few are willing to own it fully. They want better results without changing their habits. They want peace without adjusting their thinking. But total life control doesn't come from luck, talent, or timing. It comes from taking radical responsibility for your mind, your mouth, and your money every single day. The owning your life means recognizing that you are the common denominator in every area, your successes, your struggles, your relationships, your finances, and your mental health. That's not about blame, it's about power. Because the moment you stop waiting for circumstances to change and instead take charge of how you show up, speak, and spend, you become unstoppable. You're no longer a victim of life, you're the author of it. Every day is a chance to either reinforce who you've been or step into who you're becoming. When you choose to discipline your mind, you stop letting anxiety, doubt, and distraction run the show. When you choose to control your words, you build connection, credibility, and confidence. When you choose to manage your money with purpose, you create freedom, not stress. These choices compound. They don't always feel glamorous in the moment. In fact, they often feel uncomfortable, but they lead to peace, power, and progress. The hard truth is that nobody is coming to save you. No perfect opportunity, mentor, or moment will fix what you won't take responsibility for. Ownership means waking up and deciding my life is my job. It means setting standards, not excuses. It means showing up strong on the days you feel weak. It means having hard conversations, making wise financial decisions, and choosing growth over comfort, even when no one's watching. This kind of discipline doesn't happen by accident. You must design your day with intention. You must protect your mind like it's sacred territory. You must speak with purpose, not impulse. You must direct your money, not let it disappear. When you operate with daily ownership, your life becomes a reflection of your values, not your reactions. People often overestimate what they can do in a day and underestimate what they can build in a year. But if you own each day your thoughts, your language, your spending, you'll look back in 12 months and not recognize who you've become. Not because you got lucky, but because you decided to take charge of your life like a leader, not a follower. That's the key. Ownership, it's not a one-time decision, it's a daily practice. You don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your habits. So build habits that align with who you want to be. Show up for yourself even when it's hard. Because the only way to truly change your life is to own it fully, fiercely, and every single day. Control your mind. Your mind is a battlefield. Every day there's a war going on and you're either winning or losing. Thoughts are not just passing clouds. Thoughts are seeds. And whatever you plant, repeatedly worry, negativity, gratitude, drive will grow. Because I'm not here to survive, I'm here to lead, live, and leave a legacy. Let's go. Would you like a version formatted for video narration or with background music cues next? Would you like this turned into a visual graphic or Instagram carousel post? Many people wonder why their relationships feel strained or why they keep having the same arguments. It often comes back to uncontrolled communication. They blame others, but never take inventory of their own tone, timing, or tendencies. They speak to win instead of speaking to understand. They interrupt, defend, or accuse. But communication is not about being right, it's about creating connection. Mastering your mouth isn't about silence, it's about strength. It's about knowing when to speak up with courage and when to hold back with wisdom. It's about learning how to express hard truths with compassion and confidence. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can say is nothing at all. The other times, the most powerful thing you can do is say the hard thing respectfully, clearly, and with love.